right. Hello and welcome to Husky Hoops. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. With me as always, he's finally here. We get to see him again. He makes a rare appearance. He's ready to go. It's Coach Schumann.
I'm back.
We have UConn women's legendary player and Western Connecticut State University head coach, Maria Conlon. Maria.
Morning.
And then the icon himself, the legendary voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, Joe D'Ambrosia. Joe.
Good morning, all.
Great to see you. Great to see you. We had a big week. We had a big week in basketball. And I figured we obviously would start with our women. Our women had 2 games. And, the Xavier game was spectacular. I don't think that, Maria, I've ever seen a team go 3 quarters scoring in single digits before.
Oh, no? You haven't watched much Big East basketball versus UConn.
I've seen a quarter. I've seen 2. I've never seen 3.
Yeah, no. I told you that was going to be like.
Yeah, no, I know you did.
Ridiculous. Yeah, there's not much to say about that game. Just
39 points. Jesus. No, it was.
I was waiting.
What can be said that cannot be said just by looking at the score? Yes, it was.
Allie Zabel had the game of her life.
She did 34
Moved up
points.
to number 3 on the NIL store of the week. People buying her NIL stuff. That's the new era. It's the new era of college sports where we get these NIL store numbers after a player has a big game.
You're right. They do. You can bet on that now. DraftKings has betting on guys entering the transfer portal. People entering the transfer portal. You're 100% correct on that.
No, but this is 2 different things. This has nothing to do with the transfer portal.
Oh, NIL. I see what you're saying. She'll get more NIL money.
Well, no, they put out a release. The school put out a release. Saying how she was 3rd this past week, or the newspaper had it. The New Haven Register ran a story that she was 3rd in NIL on the NIL store after the 34 points against hideous Xavier. AZ was number 1. Flonay Johnson was 2. Allie was 3. Sarah Strong was 4, and KK Arnold was 6.
That's surprising.
I would never. 5. Who was 5?
5 was Malaysia Fulwilly.
Oh, for LSU.
Full
Wiley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 4 UConn kids and 2 LSU kids.
Wow.
In the top 6.
I would not have expected. I mean, I expected the people, but not in that order, I guess I would say.
This is how times have changed, Joe. You just have to hit 3s to make money now. Imagine back in the day.
Exactly.
Maria would be
rolling in the dough some weeks.
She'd be flying us all out on a private jet.
Yeah.
We'd be doing the show on a private jet.
They get them more money? I'm confused.
Well, people are buying more of their stuff, right?
So
they make money.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
They're buying all the number 11 UConn shirts.
Got it. So that goes to her as a percentage.
The merch.
Yeah, they should just do they should have a thing in Gamble where when a kid makes a shot, they just go ting, over a money thing
shirts.
over there.
Go into the aisles and sell their shirt.
Yeah.
You can do that in football. On the roster, they would have the guys, and then they would have their Cash App underneath, so you could Cash App them during the season. It was hilarious.
What a crazy world we live in! Holy cow!
It is only going to get crazier. It is only going to get crazier. We have only just begun, as they said. So the game that we all talked about UConn against non-conference opponent ranked number 15, Tennessee.
They were only ranked number 15 in the first half.
Yeah, I don't.
In the second half, they
I don't
were ranked like
consider them-
40, in my opinion.
I don't consider them 15 ever. But yeah,
Oh, I
No,
think
I
they
mean-
are.
Yeah, no, I'm half kidding. Like, if you're going to compare them into how far away they are from the number one team in the country, they're like 40th in the second half. But
everyone is.
I thought they did a good job of turning us over. We were playing so fast in the first half. Like, I would turn to look down at my phone for a second and look back up, and like 6 points had scored. It was like crazy. But I've always said this about Tennessee because they take so many threes too. I just don't believe it's sustainable against a good team.
They're
sustainable over 4 quarters.
Right. Totally
They
agree.
were 10 of 31 from 3-point land.
And once things started going in the wrong direction, they could never climb.
Yeah.
They could never climb. It was like a tidal wave. The crowd got into it. I mean, the crowd was, a typical UConn crowd. They were sitting on their hands in the first half when Tennessee was coming back. And then Tennessee takes the lead early in the second half, and it's like, what's going on here? And then UConn just blew them out of the wall. I mean, it was clinical. I mean, Maria predicted 30 points, but I don't think she thought it was all going to be in the second half.
No,
it was a tidal wave.
No, but I'm sure that the halftime speech was great. But like they did that without their third best scorer.
Yeah, without Blanca.
You're 100% right. According to the newspapers, Gino didn't blister the walls at halftime. It was kind of just like, okay, this is what we have to do better, and because he knows some teams respond to fire and brimstone, and some teams respond to hand holding and mellow fireside chats.
Yeah, I don't. The funny thing is, like, I don't think they played bad in the first half. I just think we have the ability to play fast. I'm not saying we don't, but I think that we were playing a little too fast. I felt like we were a little bit more strategic with when we pushed pace in the second half. And I think that was the difference. And Tennessee, the thing that I don't like about that type of style that they play is like, I'd be interested to see the statistics of which 5 were plus minus, right? Because, you got kids that if they're on a roll, I don't know about you, but like, why do you take kids out every 2 minutes that are on a roll? And then you put 5 new kids in. Maybe they're not on a roll. Then you're subbing the other. I don't know.
Can I ask a dumb question?
I think you're frozen, by the way.
Good. I'm glad I'm frozen.
Okay.
What does plus minus mean?
So plus minus, it's a statistic in basketball when you're actually you. So let's just take Steve Culley. You're physically on the court.
I am.
You're physically on the court. So let's just say your team scores 10 points during the time that you're on the court. Let's take 5 minutes. But the other team scores 15. You're minus 5. You physically, you're minus 5.
Oh, I got you. Okay. That makes sense.
Honestly, for me, I love that stat. It tells a lot. Like,
that's analytics.
Look at all that. Because what it does is it takes out, like, we talk about how many assists, how many whatever. What 5 kids, like I keep a tally throughout the season, and it's kind of funny. Now, the only part with that is that some of your kids that obviously play more minutes are going to be more susceptible to be in during minus minutes because it's just a longer time in there. But Correct. If everything is even, great that we're scoring. But if you're giving up, if we're scoring 10 and you're giving up 15, that's no bueno, right?
No bueno.
See, I tend to disagree with you on that, Maria. I don't think it's as. I think it's an okay metric, but I think people get too carried away with it, and there's times that you're on the court with 4 subs where you're not doing as well, and then you get back on with 4 starters, and you're kicking the crap out of people. So
but then it levels. Only reason why I disagree with you is like, and I don't think they talk about plus minus enough. Like, I don't hear anybody really look or talk about that stat. Like, it's always
not
about
in college ball. In pros, they do all the time.
Yeah, pros is different though, but I think in college, like if you take what you just said, right? You're on the court with 4 subs. All right. But now you're playing with 4 studs. It should level out if you're still providing value on there. Those 4 subs are still probably going to be in the minus. But if you're out there with the 4 other kids, then you should be back in the plus. So, I mean, listen, at my level, it's a really strong indicator of which kids are making stuff happen when they're out there versus who's not. Because it's consistent. Like, I feel like if I take my top 5 kids historically throughout the season, they're either plus or they're very low on minus for the year. When I take some of my other kids that make me want to rip my hair out, they're like way minus for the year. And I'm like, why do I even put these kids in the game? Yeah. You get that feeling of like, this is why I don't sub.
The rally killers. Yeah. Chris D, I apologize to you. I wasn't paying attention to the chat and I missed you yesterday. And I know it was infuriating. And I know you're the 4th host of everything. So I apologize. And thank you for reminding me of Big East Energy. I'm all for Big East Energy. Yeah, Gamble Pavilion was fired up. So, Maria, I wanted to ask
Wait. When was Gamble Pavilion fired up? They played all these games at the XL at People's Bank Arena.
Oh, he said. I'm sorry. I read it wrong. He said nothing gets the Gamble grannies more fired up than a red hot white girl with a ponytail. Allie got the grannies up from the stands. He was talking about this.
Chris, it was in Hartford. Or no, that was in stores. You're right.
Yeah. Chris always knows his stuff. He always fact checks me and knows me. Maria, the one stat I was going to ask about that was, I mean, it concerned me, and I'm sure it's probably not anything big, but we did have 15 turnovers. Is that anything to be worried about?
I would take that every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
Okay, so that's not a huge number. Okay.
If you look at 10, like, listen, if we had 15 turnovers versus Xavier, that's a problem, right? But 15 turnovers versus Tennessee, I don't know the exact number, but I bet you that they're averaging forcing 25 to 32 a game.
Okay. And Tennessee did have 20 turnovers. And we had 14 steals. And KK, again, was on fire. She had 6 steals. She did a great job. She didn't score a lot, but she did have 6 steals and 4 assists and 3 rebounds. The person I wanted to ask about was what's her face? Oh, Sarah Williams. She had a pretty good game. I mean, she scored 12 points. She had 2 blocks. She had 5 boards. I thought that was good for her because, you know, as I had said before, she'd been kind of quiet, but you said, you know, she wasn't there really in getting opportunities because we had so many other pieces to go with.
So you're asking me that question?
Yes.
I don't know, because you addressed me on the first one, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's to me, like at this level, that seems like a pretty standard game, right? 12 points, 5 rebounds, couple blocks, good defense.
That's what we should be getting out of her.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know that she needs to score 12 a game. I mean, that would be great, but I thought she did a good job defending in the paint. I actually thought she did a good job a bunch of times that she had to come out on the perimeter because, you know, Tennessee plays 5 out at times, and I thought she did a good job there too.
Dave, what were your thoughts on the game overall?
Which one, Tennessee or
one
where they won by 9,000 points?
Tennessee
they shot 53s.
Tennessee.
Xavier, you mean? Oh, okay. Tennessee. I don't know. I feel bad because it's kind of boring to talk about the women's team. It's not fair because they're so good and so dominant. It's like
I love it.
It's like choose your poison. You know, I mean, AZ, Sarah Strong. You know, like combining for over 50 points. Sarah's. I mean, Maria's been saying it since last year, so she deserves a ton of credit for this. Like she
did.
literally from day one was like Sarah Strong. I think before she was officially kind of the best player in the country, quote unquote, she was saying she's the best player in the country. So she deserves all the kudos for that. That must be that coaching lore and recruiting lore that
UConn education.
That's what it is. But yeah, I mean, she's so dominant. I've had to resort to, because they're so good and so dominant, and some of these things, like at least Tennessee went to the second half, so that keeps you around. But they're so dominant that I've had to go to watching lowlights of defensive played by the Iowa State girl.
Don't talk about her.
One who scores a million points. Scores a million points.
I love her. She's tractor
scores a
trailer.
million points, but defensively doesn't move. So
you mean Iowa State, not Ohio?
I said Iowa State.
He said
Iowa
Iowa
State. You said Ohio. I was like, wait, which
Iowa
is from
State.
Ohio? I was like,
she is a force. She is tractor trailer.
She's a force on offense.
Yes. Yeah. Well, she didn't want to play defense. That's okay.
That's my favorite part to watch.
Joe, what were your thoughts overall on the game?
Which game?
The Tennessee game.
Well, I mean, for a half it was a game, and then the second half, UConn just came out and imposed their will. And I think once they did, I think Tennessee didn't have any answers. I agree with Maria. This whole sub and 5 at a time is nice, but when you've got 5 kids who are playing well, I don't get the logic in taking them out 2 minutes later, just because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Stay with the hot hand. I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think you can do that when you get to the NCAA tournament, when you get past the first weekend. If you're lucky enough to get to the Sweet 16, you can't be, not all players are created equal. So
no, you have to hope that all 10 that you're subbing are having like stud games.
Right, exactly, and that doesn't happen. And how often does that happen? And as far as Sarah Williams is concerned, don't forget on the last 2 games, she's had more opportunity to score without Quinones being in the lineup.
Correct.
That's when Quinones is out there, those are shots that she's getting volume of shots that normally maybe Sarah Williams would get. But Sarah Williams is fine. She's fit in. She knows what her role is. Shade's playing well. KK's been amazing at the point guard. People who were worried if she could handle the point guard, that's turned out to be unnecessary consternation. And when you got 2 of the 5 best players in the country on your team, it gives you a pretty good advantage.
100%. 100%.
I have a question: for Maria or Joe, is UCLA or South Carolina in range with UConn or Texas? Are they
a threat?
Are they a threat? Those 3?
Go ahead, Maria.
I mean, listen, anybody can get hot or even hotter during the tournament. I think those 3 teams, and I would even throw Vanderbilt in the mix, I think are
that's what everyone's predicting.
Interesting matchups for us. I don't know. This could be one of those NCAA runs if they maintain what they're doing now, like the men had on their first one, where no one comes within single digits of them.
They set the record.
One. The second one.
Was that the second one? Yeah. So
that was 24.
I mean, I could totally see that. We've yet to see them this year. I mean, Michigan was probably their close game at this point.
The only one, 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah. And like that literally took like heroic efforts from that one kid. Unless because we've yet to really have a game where I felt like AZ and Sarah didn't show up. Like we had some of that last year where AZ was in a little bit of a slump. Paige had a couple of games in a slump, and Sarah kind of carried them a little bit there through the middle. But I don't know. I mean, they haven't really had that at all this year where I could look back and be like, oh man, a couple of those kids just really didn't play well today. And I think the confidence of winning last year sets that it's helped them ratchet it up to another level. they're just playing with so much poise and confidence. It's insane. And again, it's the defensive end for me. Like they gave up 44 points in the first half the other day, and maybe 22. I forget what the final was. Was it 66 to 90 something? But
it was not. Yeah, it was 96.
And I think it really wasn't their defense in the first half that gave up some of that. It was a lot of the turnovers and the extra possessions. But people can't. It's hard enough for people to get into the flow of their offense with the pressure that we're giving in the backcourt right now. And then you have so little time to get into the flow once you get it over half. I don't know if those three teams have enough firepower to score the points they're going to need to against our defense.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't know.
We
could they beat us
on our defense? Yeah.
Could they beat us? Yeah. I mean, listen, they can catch us on a really bad day when they're really, really good. But I think teams have to play almost perfect against us in a B- C game for us.
Right. So moving on to the men, number 2 ranked men in the country.
Third.
Oh, it
dropped
says
to third.
They dropped to third. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It said they were ranked 2 here. They defeated Creighton, 85-58. Poor Creighton is 6-5 in the Big East, where last year, Joe, they were a tournament team, correct? Were they the second team? Yeah.
So they lost They were them St. John's. They lost everybody from last year. He's had to bring in a whole new group of players.
Right. So, I mean, that moved us to 21-1. We're 11-0 in the Big East and 17 straight in the Big East. The perfect start. Like I said, it's the best since 98 and 99. So that's a great sign.
Well, it's not 17 straight in the Big East. It's 12-0 in the Big East.
Oh, I think I thought it was counting from last year. That's why it said 17.
No, because they lost in the Big East tournament last year. So.
Oh, okay. All right. But it was a phenomenal performance by, I thought, Mullins stepped up. He had 16 points. Demery was 15 points. And then, you had Caravan, Solo, and Reed didn't do much, but he was there. He didn't have to do much. I mean, it was just completely again, a high school team playing against a 7th grade team. Joe, is that what you thought?
No, I never think that. It's 2 college teams. It's demeaning to say someone is a 7th grade team. UConn played really well. I mean, look, UConn between Saturday night and last night. Now I saw it in person last night what they did to Xavier, which was total annihilation. They're playing at the top of their game. I mean, I think Demery, the fact that he's not, and I don't take any stock into these, Ann Myers list or Bob Cousy point guard list, or if he's not one of the 10 nominees for best point guard in the country, so be it. People who watch him play know how good he is. He doesn't stand. His numbers aren't flashy. He maybe has been their most consistent player over the last 3-4 weeks. Mullins last night scored 10 of their first 12 points, and Xavier was never in the game after that. You got the 2-headed monster at center. Ball has been in a little bit of a shooting slump. Caravan's not shooting the 3 well at all. He went 0 for 3 again last night.
It was very cold, yeah.
He does all the other things. And Jaden Ross has been really good off the bench.
Yeah.
Him and Riva have been the 2 best guys coming off the bench. So
that was a good move. And it's a good role for him. And like you said, I think he's more comfortable doing that.
He's never been a starter.
Well, right. But I mean, was starting earlier in the year.
No, he wasn't. You're getting him mixed up with Stewart.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Good. then he's contributing. Chris D, you are right. You cannot be fact checked. Your facts are impeccable. Yes. And you are old enough to remember Maria dropping threes against Tennessee in the championship run. And he said Gino was happy that he had to coach finally against Tennessee. Oh, Chris D, you are amazing. Thank you for your contributions. Maria, what were your thoughts on the game overall?
The men's game?
Yeah, the men's game just destroying Creighton.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Joe. I mean, it's nice to see to have 5 guys in double figures, and everybody's kind of doing a little bit of everything. Yeah, I mean, similar to the women, they just look like they're getting better and better every game. Yeah, I don't know. Who do they have next, Joe?
Well, they got the big game Friday.
St. John's is
Friday.
Right. Is that at MSG or is that up?
Yeah, it's at MSG.
MSG.
Yeah.
So all bets are off for Friday.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I mean, yeah, I'll be interested to see that one because that's really one of their first tests in a while. The women have DePaul tonight. That'll be a slaughterhouse situation. So, yeah, let's just look forward to Friday, guys.
Yeah, Maria, I'm coming up the 25th when they play St. John's at the XL Center.
Did St. John's get the players from the pros that came into them? No, he didn't.
They don't have anybody from the pros.
No.
So I thought he was trying to get one of the players from.
No, it was Baylor and Alabama. Baylor got one. Alabama
got one, right?
There's an injunction right now, yes, but it's going to depend on the judge's ruling. But the NCAA always loses, so I think that they're going to be just fine. I think they're going to be just fine with it. But yeah, so we did dominate and beat Creighton. And then we followed that with another, I thought, impressive performance against Xavier. We defeated them 92 to 60. 92 to 60. And Demery led the way, 17 points. Reed had 14 points. And Mullins had 13 points. What were your thoughts here, Joe?
Well, I mean,
and again, your solo, like you talked about, was cold.
Yeah, he didn't shoot great. He got in a little early foul trouble. But you look again. I like to take the two centers combined. You got 28 points and 15 rebounds out of the center position last night. If you get that, you're never going to lose a game, ever. 28 and 15. From Ryba and I just thought the way that they approached it, they came out, they jumped on them early, they scored the first 10 points, they got the building up and roaring. Xavier never caught up. The game wasn't as close as the final score would indicate, and the final score would indicate it wasn't a close game. So I just, like I said, I just think they're playing really well, and even if they go into St. John's and lose on Friday night. It's not the end of the world. I mean,
not the end of the world. No.
I think they're going to lose the game in the Big East, but it would have to be to one of the two to St. John's because I don't think anybody else can.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else can beat them.
You said it at most they would lose 4 in the Big East. So yeah.
And that turned out to be dead wrong. At the most, I think they'll lose 2.
2, yeah. I agree. And it's good to see Eric playing well again because he kind of had a stretch there in the middle where he wasn't doing much. And
he's a freshman.
Now, I know. And now I agree.
I think Ryba looks great right now. He looks like he's getting much more comfortable and confident.
A lot more confident.
That's one of those silver linings, Joe, because I think that Reed getting into some foul trouble and some big moments in games and giving him those minutes and him playing well is just giving him more confidence. He's in a way better flow right now.
No question. I think he's I think as a freshman, he's better developed offensively than Klingen was. I don't think he's as good defensively as a freshman as Klingon was. But again, every time that they've been good under Coach Early, they've had a big man combination, and that's what they've got, and that's what they've got here with Ryba and with Willis Reed.
And your Ross also contributed 11 points and 2 rebounds. So again, 15 minutes, great minutes off the bench, which is exactly what they're needing and what they're looking for. So he is hopefully coming along and being that guy. Dave, what were your thoughts on the game overall?
Well, first of all, the combination of the two bigs, I think the piggyback on what Joe says, every team that has won has had that, has definitely had that, and it's the difference maker. I mean, 8 rebounds from, I can't remember which one had 8 or 7. One had 8, one had 7. It's 15 rebounds between the two of them, which is dominant on the boards. And then, Demery's guard play is really a huge difference maker. Is what they lacked consistently last year.
Last year we did,
and he's big too. He's not just he's not just a good point guard. He's big.
Right.
The other game he had 6 rebounds in addition to getting 6 assists. I think he had 2 rebounds this past game with another 6 or something assists, something like that.
He had 8 assists. Yeah.
Oh, 8 assists. I'm sorry. Yeah. So he really he moves around. He's active scoring. He's active passing the ball. He's active on the boards. Maria could probably stay to it better than even I could. But in an active point guard like that, the energy he brings and obviously consistent play, combined with the two bigs and obviously the scorers like Mullins. I mean, they're a force. They really are a force. It's going to be hard to beat them.
And they're
probably a 3 or 4 team race unless something crazy happens, to the championship. And obviously anything at the NCAA champ, obviously anything can happen. But as of now,
Oh, Chris D said Solo has a bad wrist. That's why he's not shooting well.
Yeah, he does. It's a little banged up.
Christy, $1,000. I just want to know your identity.
By the way, Patino I just looked it up real quick because I knew I'd heard it. He was actually looking at a couple of G League players and decided to stick with his guys. Yeah.
Right.
He decided to stick with his guys. So he actually was looking at a couple guys because I guess he wasn't happy with point guard play. And he didn't want to mess with the chemistry, but he was looking at it.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing where the NCAA's got to step in.
We talked about that, Joe.
Once your roster is set, if you get guys from like in hockey, if you get guys from juniors, that's fine. But if you get in college basketball, you can't be trolling G League rosters for guys. How do you know that they have eligibility? I mean, the whole thing is a clusterfuck.
And adding guys in the season, that's what I can't believe. They never used to allow that. And, they're saying because they never played an NBA game. So they have eligibility if they didn't use it all. That's what I think is nuts.
Paid to play in the G League, so that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. So Maria, women have DePaul, Butler coming up. Just 2 massacres, correct?
Yeah, we'll look to see who could up their NIL money these next couple of games. That's it.
We're gonna put out pots at the game for everyone.
Go 10 for 13 from 3. You're in good shape.
And how did you guys do this past week?
We beat Eastern, man. We beat our state rival.
All right.
Even though Joe wasn't in attendance, but that's okay.
I know.
No, I was following online.
It was a snow.
Snow. Yeah. We played tonight.
Who do you have tonight?
How's UMass Boston?
They're middle of the pack. There's so much parity in the LEC this year. Last year it was like UMass, Dartmouth, and Rick versus everybody. And this year it's really just Southern Maine at the top. And then, everybody's like 1 game away from each other. We lost to them the first time. I got to be honest. Dave, is your sister still the AD there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see her when we played there this year. they're not my favorite coaching staff. Let's
Good.
just.
We'll let her know.
I'll keep it at that. So I haven't slept much the last 2 days, just trying to prep. I was up at 5 this morning, breaking down more film and doing whatever. So we'll see. We're at home tonight, which is nice. So
Against Southern Maine.
UMass Boston girls.
no, we got UMass Boston tonight.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then the men, obviously the big game is St. John's. Maria, just I know because you and Joe have to go quickly. What are your predictions for the St. John's game?
I like us.
Yeah.
I think it'll be in single digits and it'll be a good game, but I think we're gonna win. I don't know. MSG for me is almost, it's like second home, so I don't look at it as a road game really. You know, I think there'll probably be more UConn fans there than St. John's fans.
No,
And
no.
you don't think?
No.
Let's see.
No,
Let's see
I
on
mean,
that.
It's in MSG.
Friday night. I mean, I think.
Well, unless they're just not allowing UConn people to buy tickets. But
No.
I don't
There's
know.
not going to be. That's a lovely sentiment, Maria, but there's not going to be more UConn fans at MSG.
I don't know. I'm gonna chat. You know what? I'm gonna make a bet on that. I think there will be.
Well, how are you going to tell?
We'll be able to tell by the crowd. You'll be able to tell by the noise.
Yeah, well, we'll call.
UConn people are just louder.
Dave's gonna call Kyle. Dave will call Kyle and see how we're doing.
I might go to that.
What do they call it? UConn South. Either way, I don't.
But if
we're
UConn
so
South
comfortable
when UConn,
playing there.
UConn South when St. John's isn't playing there. Nobody calls it UConn South when St. John's is home.
I'm calling it UConn South. I think we always play well in MSG.
We do.
Didn't last year.
Well,
we didn't.
I don't know. I think we win. That's just me.
Joe,
Steve,
what are you thinking for St. John's?
I think UConn wins. I think they're playing. I think they're playing well. I'd be afraid of Ejiofor and Hopkins. St. John's point guard is starting to get it a little bit, but I think UConn wins. I think UConn's on a roll.
Yeah, I think we're peaking at the right time. I think we're getting better every game.
Well, I don't think now.
I just we're still getting better and peaking at the right time. Not meaning
the
that
last time. You don't want to peak before March.
I'm not saying that we're completely peaked. We're in the process of peaking, and we're gonna peak at the right. Forget it. We're not peaking. Dave, what do you think?
Pekingese.
Peaky Blinders.
I think St. John's will, obviously because it's home, they're going to play well. I do think there will be more St. John's fans in attendance. There will be a good UConn contingent. I think that we're better. I do think it will be very close. I do think it will be very close. You know? Yeah, I do. I think that game will be close. We probably pull away late, but there's a couple other games that we were when we go away, that teams were able to battle down to Providence.
Yeah,
I think it'll be similar to that. So,
so quickly,
if
Super Bowl picks.
If they have trouble with guard play, that's where we shine. So that's going to be the difference probably. And then,
we wanted to do the Super Bowl picks. The spread is Seattle -4.5. So, Joe, you want to take it away?
41-10 Seattle.
Yeah, I thought you said you thought it was going to be close.
No, I changed my mind.
Maria?
What's the spread?
4.5 Seattle -4.5.
Seattle.
Do you have a score?
No.
Do they cover the spread?
Yes.
Dave?
It's tough because I like both these quarterbacks a lot. I like Darnold.
Really. I love Darnold.
I like him because it's just how the Jets just
everyone gave up on him. Yeah,
the Jets screwed that up. They had him in their building and tried to destroy his career.
Well, let me just interrupt for a minute. He did a pretty good job destroying his career with the Jets while he was there. Well, he didn't exactly play like the number 3 draft pick while he was
young. He was young.
I don't think he had much around him, but no, he did not play well, and they traded him for pennies on the dollar. And
that was a huge mistake.
I think that teams give up on quarterbacks too fast. We've all talked about that. But do you think Seattle's going to win and cover?
Just because I hate New England, I have to
We all
root
do.
for Seattle. So,
Yeah.
and by the way, like I'm a fan of Drake May, but like I can't root for New England.
Yeah.
I just can't. Can't. So
Yeah,
I
me
gotta
too.
go Seattle.
Yeah, I'm with Seattle as well, and I believe it could actually end up a blowout because
I think
Seattle
it'll be a better
is
game. I think it'll be a better game. I mean, Seattle is good, but I think it'll be a better game.
Seattle's got a great defense.
They do.
But,
They have a phenomenal defense. Phenomenal.
But yeah, I think Seattle wins and Seattle covers. So there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. The best of the best. And of course, Christy's contributions. Thank you for fact checking me and yelling at me for not looking at the comments during the shows yesterday. I appreciate it.
Let me ask a question. We have no idea who this Christy.
Oh, I want to pay I said I'll Venmo him $1,000. I want to know his identity. He's Batman.
Does he not have a job?
No, he I think he's got a notification on his phone when either Dave and I go live, because he always comes on our shows, and he's great. He's always great. He always is.
Usually in the morning, he's not able to come on as much at night. I noticed. So
yes, he is. But
maybe he's a second shifter.
I think he's Batman. I said I'll Venmo him $1,000 just to find out his identity. So. But great job, guys. Thank you for everything. Maria, good luck tonight. Please.
Good luck tonight, Conlon.
Please sleep.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Please sleep.
Go get them.
UConn women's legend, Western Connecticut State University head coach Maria Conlon, the legendary icon, voice of the Huskies, Joe D'Ambrosia, the best of the best, and Coach Schumann, always ready to go. I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at life. I'm Steve Cully, and I'm running for Congress.